you cannot manifest something if you're not clear about what your true desire is, how your strengths can help you get there, where your limitations can potentially cause you harm or prevent you from getting what it is you want. So there's a lot that has to be done before you can manifest anything. You're probably sick and tired of hearing things like consistency, or the dreaded be authentic, just be yourself. You might even be tired of hearing you need to set goals, and a goal without a plan is just a wish. Now, even though you're tired of hearing those things, unfortunately, they're all true. You do need to be authentic. You do need to be consistent. And if you don't put a plan together to achieve your goals, you're not going to achieve them. And quite frankly, you can have a plan, but if you don't put forth the action, you're still not going to achieve your goals. So today, I thought I would come to you with 3 systems that I think are going to help you with this. And I believe that these 3 systems are going to help you be more effective and efficient in your efforts to not only set the goals in the first place, but then to actually create the appropriate plan to achieve the goals. And then ultimately, and the cherry on top, is to devise a strategy that is going to help you with those actions that you need to have in order for you to actually meet the goal. So I'm going to share 3 systems with you, and these 3 systems, I'm going to go from the top to the bottom, and I'm not going to give you the very first one until the end. So stick around until the end of this video and you will know what the foundation system is that's going to make all of these other systems work for you. So stick around to the end and make sure that you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to hear how you can build your confidence and get rid of that limiting belief, get rid of the negative self-talk and that imposter syndrome, because here on this channel, I'm giving you real talk and real tips for you to achieve real success in your life, career, and or business. All right, so let's dive right in. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what my 3 systems are, and I am going to give you what you need to know about how to incorporate those systems into your everyday life to actually begin achieving the things that you want to achieve. Now, initially on this channel, I talked a lot about like marketing and business, but I really want you to know that we are trying our best here on this channel to make this a well-rounded approach so that it's not just for those of you who have a business, but it's for any woman who is trying to build their confidence to do the thing they've always wanted to do, and for whatever reason, they've been held back, they've held themselves back. That's what we're doing here on this channel. I'm giving you the real talk for that. So let's dive into these points that I want to make for you. So I want to make sure that you understand we are talking about operating systems here. Now, if you know anything about operating systems, you know that there are 2 fueling or dueling operating systems out there right now. You've got the iOS system, which is your iPhone, your Mac, your iPad, iOS. Then you have the Android system. I mean, it is so polarizing. Those of you who love apples and do not like Androids, and vice versa. I've got them both, so c'est la vie. But these are operating systems, and I wanted to read the definition of an operating system for you. So an operating system is a software that supports a computer's basic function. So think about that. An operating system for your Mac, if you're a Mac lover, or your PC, if you're a PC lover, is what supports the function, supports the basic function of those pieces of equipment. So when you're thinking about operating systems for yourself, you have to understand that there are some underlying things that are fueling and supporting the basic function of who you are and how you're showing up. So that's where we're going to get the term operating system when I go through these 3 systems, because I'm going to use that term for them all, because it's important that you have a basic function that is going to support you in your decision making. It is so difficult to make decisions, and that's kind of why I started off the way I did, because we are talking about consistency, authenticity. We're talking about just be yourself. We're talking about create a goal and set a plan and all that. And if you don't, it's a wish. But guess what? There comes a lot of decision making there. And a lot of times we get hung up by making the very first decision, and that's just to start, because we're not clear on what it is we want to do. We don't know which way to go. Once we have made the decision, we're dealing with a lot of fear. And again, imposter syndrome, negative self-talk, paralysis by analysis, imposter syndrome. All of those things are happening because of the barrage of decisions that have to be made and the uncertainty clarity that we have around what it is we're trying to do, if it's what we really need to be doing, all those things. So today, I want you to really grab a pen and paper and let's go through these 3 systems that I have for you, these 3 operating systems. The first one is your professional operating system. So let's say you are trying to climb the corporate ladder or you are trying to grow a business. There are certain functions that you need to be able to support while you are doing these things. Now, imagine if you are trying to grow in your career and you are at the bottom of the totem pole. If you can't showcase your leadership skills, if you can't share the value that you're actually bringing to the table, is anyone going to want to promote you? No. If you are afraid to take the risk to do something that you've never done before, is anyone going to think you're capable of leading others? No. So you have to get clear on what your basic functions are and then what you need to support those basic functions. And so here with your professional operating system, it's important for you to consider what do you need to do to develop your leadership style? To develop your leadership, number one, and then what style of leader do you want to be? What type of leader do you want to be? Now, the professional operating system these are the behaviors that support your desire to achieve goals in your professional or entrepreneurial environment. So things like I said, leadership development and the style of leadership. This is gonna minimize that whole thing, second guessing yourself. When you know that you're a leader, that means you have mastered yourself and you know what it is you need to be doing. And that becomes an attraction to those around you because they want to kind of be under your discipleship. They want to be under your influence so that they can learn from you. So as you're climbing the corporate ladder or as you're building your business, it's a good idea to learn what it is you need to do to develop that leadership in you. And then what style of leader do you want to be? This is going to help with efficiency and with the effectiveness of your actions. Also, project management. This is a basic behavior that needs to be supported through this operating system. If you are a project manager, that means you are responsible for a project, the whole thing, and you are looking at a high level view of what's going on with that particular project. You are delegating tasks and you are doing any disciplinary actions that might need to be handled. Say someone's not doing their part, what are you going to do about it? As in this professional operating system, there are just things that you need to know about yourself so that you can fill your cup first and then be able to delegate and manage these projects and these tasks and show your value and really stand up for the fact that you are trying to be promoted. You're trying to go to the next level in your career or in your business. Also, when you are applying this operating system, that means you are really looking at the behaviors that are going to kind of push you forward in the forefront so that you can showcase these talents and these skills. And so then you need to kind of be clear on what those talents and skills are. You need to understand what your strengths are and where your limitations lie so that you can create those circumstances for optimal success within your environment, whether it's in your career or as you're building your business. Because, we hear people talking about like manifesting and all of these things, but the truth of the matter is you cannot manifest something if you're not clear about what your true desire is, how your strengths can help you get there, where your limitations can potentially cause you harm or prevent you from getting what it is you want. So there's a lot that has to be done before you can manifest anything. But inside this professional operating system, here is where you're going to really dive deep into those leadership skills and really begin to lay the foundation so that your desire to be promoted is supported by your actions. All right, so the next thing is you gotta also think about that customer support or the promotional success. So if you are a corporate climber, then your ability to provide service, have a service attitude, being able to support things, and you don't always have to be, the head person in charge, but you can play a supporting role and be just as effective. When it comes to your business, if you have a business, this is where your customer success funnel is going to be so important, and you're going to have to get a handle on that. Because when you have a customer success process and system, what that shows is that you care about what's going on with those purchasing your products, and you have created a system and a process based on your leadership where you have done your due diligence and understand what your customer base needs, and you are giving it to them every step of the funnel. You have to understand what you need to do and be your best altogether anyway. And we talk about that all the time here on how you can be real, how you can be authentic and transparent. So the next operating system is your social operating system. And this system, these are the behaviors that support your ability to read the room. This is where you're going to develop from your experiences that you have with other people. You're going to learn from those interactions, and that is going to determine the success or failure that happens within your social settings. Now, what does that look like in terms of your operating system? This means we got to think about social cues. Are you picking up on social cues? Conversational skills. Do you have them? Are you able to steer a conversation in the direction that you want it to go? Are you able to practice active listening, and you're able to really indulge in the conversation and not be so quick to want to interject your points? I struggle with this one just a hair. I'm still working on it. So you want to have effective listening skills. And then also behavior management. This is a big one because our behavior is so important. Sometimes in other people reading the room, they pick up on your behavior, the eye rolls, the slouched shoulders, the disheveled appearance, the stare, like I don't know what's going on stare. Your behavior is really important, and it speaks volumes about you in addition to your appearance. So these 4 things can not only be something that teaches or a model for other people, but picking up on social cues and understanding and learning from the experiences in other social settings is going to help you in these 4 areas. This operating system helps to support the behaviors and the things that you're going to need to do within those social settings. So it's going to help you create those circumstances for optimal success, the things that set you up. Some people say manifesting. I actually call it circumstances for optimal success because you've done your due diligence. You know what works, what doesn't, you know where your non-negotiables are, and you know what it is you want. And in knowing those things, you can set yourself up to show up as your best self and to minimize that opportunity for that limiting belief or those limiting things within your skill set. Within your skill set to show up, you have set yourself up for the success you're looking for. Now, how does all of this come to be? Well, it comes this 3rd operating system, and that is your personal operating system. Your personal operating system is the foundation for these other 2 operating systems that I have talked about today. Your personal operating system is what you are going to create with what I call your personal framework. Now, your personal framework is the identification of your strengths, your limitations, your desires, and your non-negotiables. Now, it sounds like this is an easy task, but trust me when I tell you, through my program, Project CEO, it has been difficult for some people because they think it's a surface level situation, when in essence, it is not. We all show up to the table, to the game, to the event, to the meeting with our own set of baggage. And a lot of that baggage is filled with things that we did not give ourselves. So part of identifying and creating your personal framework is about doing the hard work, being introspective, and really packing the right bag for yourself so that you can understand the framework that you need to operate within moving forward. This framework is how you will create those circumstances for optimal success. So your personal operating system is going to help you stay balanced when you need to be balanced. There are going to be times in your life, career, and or business where you are knocked off of your axis and you do not know which way to turn. Once you've created your personal framework, it makes it so much easier for you to climb back up on that horse and get back to work because you know what your barriers are, what your boundaries are, and you can stay within them. And you know that when you do that, you're setting yourself up with circumstances for optimal success. The next thing is the behavior. Your behavior is more control. You have more self-control. You have more self-discipline. When you've created your personal framework, you are able to really discern right from wrong and make those decisions that I talked about. And they are so much better when you have created your personal framework, because again, you know what works for you. You are very clear about what you need to do and be your best. So therefore, in the professional setting, you know, if you're the type of person that wants to make sure that every I is dotted and every T is crossed, then you're going to be the person that does your due diligence to make sure that happens, so that you always have what you need when you need it. And then maybe you'll become the person, the go-to person, because everybody knows that you are going to have the documentation that you need to move forward. They will understand that you are dependable. Whatever it is that you discover about yourself during this introspective process, you are going to learn what it is that is going to bring the value, that is going to, you know that every time you do it this way, every time you act in this way, every time you avoid these things, you know that success follows. So that is the biggest deal about really understanding this personal operating system, is that you are able to control your behavior. You know a complete sentence. You know when to pick up a dollar and when not to. And you know that being intentional by communicating properly, by making a good impression, and by engaging with others appropriately and reacting appropriately, those behaviors are going to do you justice, and you will be able to put forth the impression that you want to put forth, and you can set yourself up for those circumstances for optimal success. In addition to the benefit that I just shared with you, your personal framework is going to help you with your growth mindset. Mindset is so important. Again, you can have a goal. You can have a plan to achieve that goal. But if you don't have a growth mindset, it's going to be difficult for you to come up with the actions that are required for you to work that plan, and to have the discipline to get up every day and do the action. A lot of us are struggling with our goals because, not that we don't want to do it, not that we're not capable of doing it, but we have not gotten the right mindset that is going to give us the discipline we need to get up and make it happen, even on those days when we don't want to do it. Perfect example, I am not a fan of working out, but I know for my health, I have to work out. So what I've told myself is just do 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Even if it's a slow walk, just do a 20-minute slow walk. And if I can get myself on the treadmill, that's half the battle. If I can get my tennis shoes on and walk down the street, that's half the battle. Mindset is what got me up off the sofa, right? Not the goal. Mindset got me up. That's what put me in action. So, in addition to all the other benefits that I gave you about this personal operating system, what comes along with it, a byproduct, is that the growth mindset is going to be there. And it's going to help you light a fuse to the actions that are necessary for you to get up and actually achieve the goal. So once you've done the work of creating your personal operating system, you are more likely to adopt a belief that you are capable, that you are competent, and that you have the capacity and the talent to improve over time. And that, my dear, is going to help you make better decisions because you have a personal operating system. It's going to help you make better decisions in your career or your business because you have a professional operating system. And it's going to help you meet the right people that are going to help you be in the right position because you have created a social operating system. Now, I hope this helped you. If it did, give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure that you are subscribed to my channel and leave a comment below and tell me which of these operating systems are you working on right now. Are you working on your personal operating system? Are you working on your professional operating system? Or are you working on your social operating system? If all of these systems sound foreign to you, then you definitely need to get on the waitlist for Project CEO, because it is my program where I am really working with you to help you create these systems. I go through my BU method, which is living your value, loving yourself enough to be yourself so that you can lead with intention and purpose. And in these 3 steps, now, trust me, these 3 steps are action-packed and completely full So by the end of this program, you will have the confidence you need. You will have created your personal operating system, and you will know how to apply it to your professional operating system and your social operating system. So get on the waitlist for Project CEO. The doors are going to be opening later on this year, and it's always better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. And as requested from the last opening of the doors, we have created a new option for this program for those of you who were not able to access it last time. So you have to be on the wait list to hear about it though. So get on that newsletter wait list. I do not send newsletters out all the time because I don't want that in my inbox. So I will send out information about the launch, the opening of the doors. And if you are interested, I can share with you the blog posts and the podcast when they come out as well. But other than that, your girl does not spam your inbox. So make sure you get on the list. Thank you so much for watching me today. And I look forward to seeing you again next week. Bye guys.